parents have extended beyond their usual roles. On top of juggling the ever-present burden of my hefty school fees, they also generously support my weekend buffet of self-improvement. You see, I have a specialty. I thrive on sampling everything. A sip of coding here, and a sip of public speaking goes there, and a dollop of creating writing goes here. So, with all that exploration, you might think that I must have pushed at the top of my self-improvement journey. But let me assure you, that all doesn't sound very familiar to me. With countless courses explored and myriad programs tackled, the needle of my self-improvement seemed stubbornly unmoved. I felt like I couldn't adjust myself into anything at all. Until this incredible morning, the extraordinary finally happened. A rush of dopamine flows through my veins as I hit the purchase button on a shiny new online course. So many emotions were hitting me all at once. But one thought was the loudest of all. This is it! This course is going to change my life. I'm just going to follow along and create the life that I want through this course. If I just follow along, I can get amazing results like everybody else. This is the missing piece in my life I have been waiting for ages. Now that I've bought this course, I'll finally be successful. Spoiler alert, rainbows didn't cover the sky when I finished the course. Money didn't rain down the clouds either. Earth didn't move on its axis, and I didn't see a single unicorn. What actually happened is that I never finished the course. Instead, I got distracted by another similar course and again convinced myself that this new thing was the solution. Not the course which I bought before this or the goals I set for my academics 2 months ago. This is what I needed to become better. Sounds familiar? It's called shiny object syndrome. The cycle repeats. The problem isn't that nothing works. The problem is that the very moment the honeymoon period dissipates, there seems to be a thin rope which I need to balance on in an ambivalent surrounding, where either I can commit to the boring course which is starting to show a little potential, or I can jump on to another course now where I will be celebrated with a heavy induction of self-attainment. Unfortunately, the air was on the other side's favor. It is worth mentioning the story of Scott Belsky. Scott founded Behance, a platform which Adobe acquired for $150 million in 2012. He says that the middle is messy. We don't remember the middle because we don't want to. Once the honeymoon period of starting a new journey vanishes, reality hits you hard. You feel lost and then you try to find a new direction. You make progress in that direction, and then guess what? You stumble again. Don Kelly and Dal Connor developed a science-backed process called the emotional cycle of change. They discovered that we go through 5 predictable changes when we make a change: uninformed optimism, informed pessimism, hopeful realism, informed optimism, and completion. The rush of dopamine is only felt in the very beginning and in the end. Now, Allow me to dive deeper into these themes. Stage 1, uninformed optimism. During this initial stage, you're excited about this new thing that you're about to start. You're not really sure how you'll get closer to your goal, but leaving that all at its place, you're just focused on diving in and doing it. Stage 2, informed pessimism. By now, you have experienced a few challenges. Maybe you even realize that things are a bit harder than originally anticipated, making you feel frustrated. Your negative feelings began to take over. Kelly and Connor refer to this as the valley of despair. We are talking about serious self-doubt, procrastination, and a real threat of quitting yourself during this stage. The catch is that for people like me with shiny object syndrome, there is no stage 3. That's where the threat of shiny objects comes into play. You will get distracted while facing other options. Again, you're placed with 2 options. Either you can jump onto another dimension, or you can commit to this one. If you decide to act on this distraction now, you will be doing something that puts you back into stage 1, uninformed optimism. Once you understand the emotional cycle of change clearly, you will be better equipped to not get trapped in this algorithm again. Begin with treasure mapping. Create a track of every one of your treasures. May it be as little as the patience inside me, and reward yourself every time you reach one of those treasures. The next time you are in the middle of a course, program, or a routine and experience frustration, remember that you've encountered informed pessimism. Your eyes are now wide open to the very real challenges that stand in front of you, which you need to overcome to finish what you're doing. Hang in there, as hopeful realism is waiting for you on the other side. Thank you.